Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the best investing money management channel on YouTube. I am your host Carter, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down, is the stock market going to crash and how to prepare and everything you need to know for investing in the stock market. So first, what is going on? Because the statement the stock market is going to crash has been brought up so many times. And the reason why that's been brought up so much is because look at this. The market has sold off one of the largest dips in a couple of weeks, right? We've seen the stock market actually lose around 3.5% in value. And when you look at this long-term chart, right, it doesn't look like that big of a deal because we see a lot of dips in the market, right? And it's super common. But if we pull up a chart that's 20 days old, look at this, right? We had huge buying pressure coming in and then massive amounts of sell-off, right? And so this is why people are pretty much freaking out because they don't want another crash. It's very similar to like how we had in March. For some reason, like they don't want another one of these or even one of these, but the thing about it is a crash is when the stock market falls 20% of value, right? That's what we've seen in March. That's what we saw in 2008. That's what we saw in all of the stock market crashes across history. It's when the stock market loses 20% or more of value. Now, a stock market correction is when the stock market loses around 10% of value. Now, this, on the other hand, happens around once every year. So it's super common, right? And the craziest part is so far this year, we haven't really seen any major dips in the market. We've seen a little volatility, you guys can see, but a lot of buying pressure just because lately interest rates in general are so low. So there's so much money out there and inflation is high. So there's so much money just across everything, so everything's just kind of staying afloat. Now, why did we see this sell-off, right? So we saw this sell-off because pretty much the Fed came out and said they are going to be see their first hike in interest rates coming as soon as 2022, and this was a little bit different because a lot of people were thinking that this was going to be happening, in 2023 or 2024. So a couple years away from that point, right? So the thing is when interest rates are higher, the stock market tends to fall down a little bit just because that means the economy is starting to slow down and everything like that. So is this something to be worried about? Absolutely not. This is something that you guys should not care about, should not look at as a long-term investor. If you guys do your strategy, dollar cost averaging, every single week or month or however you guys do it, use this volatility to your advantage, right? So anytime the stock market sells off, average down, never sell. Understand that things will recover. Now, let's actually look at the time frame on this. Let's actually go to max available, and we're going to make them a month here. So you guys can see over the course of all the S&P 500, through all the volatility, if you guys would have invested in this index, you guys will be up on your money. You guys can see that we did have a little trouble in the early 2000s, but immediately started to regain itself. 2008 crash. And then ever since, we've seen a ton of buying pressure. That pretty much March of 2020 crash right in there, immediate buying pressure. So when looking at this chart, you guys can see that we're probably due for maybe not a crash, but for a correction, of course. I could see the stock market or the S&P 500 or SPY falling back down to about $400, and that's about, I would say about another 3, if not, probably a little more to 4%, right down in there. I could really see that happening just because people are freaking out. A lot of companies have crazy high valuations, and the whole diamond hands and Reddit sites and cryptocurrencies I think those are in a massive bubble, and we will definitely see a lot of sell-off starting to come in, if not late of 2021 and early 2022, just because we have a whole bunch of these random cryptos that are going to the moon, and people are dumping so much money into them that are completely worthless. And we saw this in the early 2000s with the dot-com bubble, right? When people were taking out literally loans to buy stock that they said that they were going to the moon, like pets.com, that turned out to be worthless companies. So very similar to what's going on today, but overall, it's nothing to be worried about. We could probably see a little correction. If it does crash, buy more. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, stay safe out there. Take care, everyone.